Welcome back to Reddit on Wiki, and this is episode 3 of our launch week. I am one of your hosts and the master of ceremony for today's episode, the man with no plans, too fat for an OnlyFans, it me, John Consignato, and I am joined today with my amazing co-host. First up, he may not like things spicy, but this man spits nothing but hot fire. The dick butt poppy himself, QAnon's favorite son, and the host of Let's Start a Cult podcast, Canada's very own. Welcome back, Josh Shell. How are you, my friend?
Good, man. Good. And I'm here to tell you, you're never too fat for an OnlyFans, so you're good to go.
There's a niche for everybody, right?
Exactly.
Everybody's got a kink,
money,
bro.
All right, and I'm going to do my best Bruce Buffer impression here. I'm not the best.
Oh, here we go.
And now, live from the sold-out crowd from his home in Houston, Texas, it's time for our main event of the evening. He has the body of Chris Hemsworth, the undisputed king of wrestling fan fiction erotica, presenting the host of Shots and Thoughts podcast, Sean, the main event, Salvino.
What it do, y'all?
That was crazy.
When you say Chris Hemsworth, you mean fat Hemsworth, right? Fat
Hey,
Thor.
man, that's the plot thickens.
Yeah,
Chris Hemsworth.
all of it thick.
You get a cool man bun, though.
It's all good. Hey, for real.
I rocked one of those before.
Nice. I like it.
All right, guys. So if you don't know what Reddit on Wiki is all about, and if this is your first time tuning in, first of all, shame on you. This is episode 3 already. Just want to point it out there. We crappily research random topics on Wikipedia and Reddit. Fair warning, we are not researchers at all. We're going to be wrong most of the time. Everything will be mispronounced, but we are going to have a lot of fun doing it. So take everything with a grain of salt, since this is for entertainment purposes only. One host will present every week, while the other two comes up with a theory or a hypothesis of what the episode's going to be about. The host will then tell a story, and then we will discuss what we just talked about towards the end. So since this is technically my first episode, I will be kind of paying homage to my dearly beloved, who is now departed show, The Dumbfounded, and doing a topic that brought me great laughter, and it is none other than Florida Man.
Hey.
Ooh.
Florida
I thought it
Man.
would take us more episodes than 3 to get here, but here we are.
That is my, this is me kicking things off.
With a bang.
With a bang. Yeah.
With a bang, yeah. Fair warning, my puns are a little rusty. Haven't done it in a while, so it's not going to be as funny.
Cap.
But we'll see. You're going to say, oh, yeah, he was right. He was right. All right, but before we get started, I want to get some few shout-outs out of the way, as well as some requests from our Wiki Maniacs, who Sean came up with. That's going to be our fan names, unless, someone tells us otherwise. But first, I just want to say a huge thank you to our good friend Jules from Riddle Me That and Path Went Chili for leaving us a review on Podchaser. Dr. Jules gave us a 5-star on Podchaser. She put, all of the hosts are amazing, hilarious / amazing. Shout out to you fellas, because you guys all are. And have great chemistry. Be prepared to laugh. And if you don't know what a dick butt is, hence Dick Butt Poppy himself, tune in. If you want to find out who puts the wang in ass wang, tune in. And seriously, just listen and have many, many laughs at this fantastic new pod.
And she's a doctor, so you have to listen to her.
That's true. Dr. Jules just prescribed you with some comedy, and we are here to give you massive doses of that. I don't know about our shit being massive, but let's not go there. But yeah, just want to say thank you to Dr. Jules again from Riddle Me That. We will be sure to read the reviews we get throughout the episode to show our appreciation to any fans that listens. If you want yours to be spotlighted, please consider leaving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Podchaser, and all the links are going to be in our profiles and our show notes. This is another one too, and this is a special request.
Ooh.
One of our amazing listeners, Jade, who we shouted out last episode, made a special request for one of our good old hosts over here. So Josh, I sent you a copy of that picture about the tweet in Tagalog. What kind of friends are we if we're not going to try to embarrass you as much as possible? So, Josh. Wait,
Josh has something in Tagalog he has to read?
Yes. Jade actually tweeted something about, he retweeted one of our episodes and, just to poke fun at the bear, requested that Josh reads that tweet in Tagalog.
It might come off sounding better than if I read it, so don't be too worried.
Yeah, you're saying you're making fun of, but this is just the start of my grift, so I don't see a
It is.
downside.
Exactly.
All right. Well, Jade, I appreciate you writing the review. So here we go. I hope this meets your standards. She says, "Hey, Narang Neo Naba Ang Balita."
Sick.
Reddit on Wiki is a new podcast show hosted by some amazing people. Listen to its episode 0 on major streaming platforms and stay tuned for its official release in August, which is today. So you're listening to this after. But she also says, Ang Hindi Makining Mawalawalan Internet for 1 year. I apologize to everyone who had to listen to that. But thank you, Jade, for the review.
Josh, your voice has never sounded sexier, my guy.
I know. I'm kind of. You don't want to see what's going on down here, bro.
Got a little bit of movement, you know what I'm saying?
It is a sexy language. I am just absolutely butchering it.
Hey, man, what a sport. So thank you, Josh. And that's another call to action for anyone who's listening to this. If you want to engage with us, best believe we are so active on the socials. Hit us up on Twitter and IG at Reddit on Wiki. And if you want to get personal, if you want to leave us more nice things to say about us, send us an email at redditonwikipod@gmail.com. Now that is out of the way, I feel like you all know what Florida Man is all about. I feel like everyone knows what the surface of what Florida Man is all about.
Yeah.
Do you guys have some sort of a deeper hypothesis on why they are who they are at times?
There's probably a lot of things. I'm just guessing the sun baking down on them year round, causes some issues. Maybe I don't know. It's a party town or a party area, so there's a lot of people just doing drugs.
It's true, but it's also a retirement town or retirement state.
They do the most drugs.
Yeah. Okay.
Facts.
That's a fair point. Sean?
I don't know. I think maybe there was just a couple of wild stories, and now the people there just feel the need to fucking live up to their name of just being the crazy wildest state. I mean, could be the sun, could be the drugs. There's a lot of shit that happens there. Miami is crazy. My parents just went to Miami, and they were like, "Oh my God, it's nothing but like ass cheeks, nonstop ass cheeks." And I was like, "Yo, I need to go next time."
Can we go? According to Wikipedia, Florida Man is an internet meme popularized in 2013 in which the phrase Florida Man is taken from various unrelated news articles concerning people who hail from or live in Florida. Internet users typically submit links to news stories and articles about unusual or strange crimes or events occurring in Florida, particularly known where Florida Man is mentioned in a headline. The stories call attention to Florida's supposedly notoriety for strange and unusual events. The Miami New Times claimed that freedom of information laws in Florida make it easier for journalists to obtain information about arrests from the police than in other states, and that this is responsible for the large number of news articles. A CNN article on the meme also suggested that the breadth of reports of bizarre activities is due to a confluence of factors. And this is where you guys are going to be rolling in this.
Nice.
Including public record laws giving journalists fast and easy access to police reports, the relatively high and diverse population of the state, its highly variable weather, Josh, you got that right?
Nice.
And a lack of mental health funding.
Oh, well, that's sad.
It is.
It was fun until that point.
and this is where I kind of pivot a little bit from the story.
Pivot?
So before I even go further in the topic, because Lord knows how fucked up this story is going to get, because I'm that type of person, I just want to focus on the last statement of quote, lack of mental health funding in the state of Florida. And I know, Josh, you're a huge proponent about mental health, and Sean, I'm sure you're the same way.
Mm-hmm.
This and I saw an article that's kind of supporting this that kind of struck something to me. According to the nationalcouncil.org, Cohen Veterans Network president and CEO Dr. Anthony Hassan stated, quote, "There is a mental health crisis in America. My experience establishing mental health clinics across the country, coupled with this study, shows that more needs to be done to give Americans much needed access to mental health services. If we want to save lives, save families, and save futures, we must reimagine our behavioral health system and take concrete steps to improving customers' ability to find the care they need when they need it and on their terms. End quote.
Yeah.
I think if you don't fuck with, mental health reform, I don't fuck with you either. So
Yeah, no, that's fair. And I mean, I think that would solve a lot more than just Florida Man, if we're being honest. No, I think you said it right. I think that's one of the many things we need to address in today's society. And I think, especially after the year we had with people just being home all the time and alcoholism and drug addiction at an all-time high, I think it's definitely something that we need to look into.
I mean, yeah, I was just wondering while we were talking, like, how is mental health in Canada? Like, is there a lot of funding for that type of thing since y'all have free healthcare and everything?
Yeah. No, I'd say it's definitely lacking, like anywhere else. But I feel you can go through and get drugs easier than you can in America and cheaper. Like it's way cheaper than it is there. So if you needed anxiety medication or depression medication, it is more easily accessible to the average person. But I'd say clinics and stuff, we're still lacking in that regard. And just the overall stigma of it is definitely lacking as well. So much the same society-wise as America, but medically it's a little bit better.
Mm.
And then that's another point that I wanted to bring up. You mentioned about stigma. We're a group of guys. I'm coming from like a military background where mental health was kind of frowned upon if that's something that you expose to, like, say, your command or your work. And it did affect being able to perform once you're kind of labeled that you had mental health issues. Like, as far as being like guys, like, have you ever feared like repercussions of opening up to being vulnerable to, like, letting people know, like, hey, this is my mental health situation, like, I want to take care of it? Have you guys ever feared that repercussions by any chance?
I haven't really experienced any like super, I guess, traumatic things. Like, I've had deaths in the family and that was like awful. And maybe I do need to seek therapy about it, because sometimes I think about how I didn't maybe properly grieve how I wanted to grieve. But I mean, I've never been scared to, because I always tell all my friends, like, oh, if I had the money and time to go see a therapist, I think everybody should see a therapist. Even if you don't think you have problems, you're going to probably find out pretty quickly that there are some things you need to let go of and get out.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I've dealt with my own, mine's mostly seasonal depression I've dealt with occasionally. So yeah, definitely for the longest time, it was hard to come to grips with it, even just being like, why do I feel like this? Like in the middle of February, and it's because Canadian winters, they're so fun. So yeah, it's definitely something I wouldn't say I've been afraid necessarily. Maybe just, I don't know. Afraid's maybe not the right word, but definitely like just, I don't know, deterred from telling people about it, definitely.
Probably not as forthcoming as you should. But yeah, and I agree too. I mean, I came from more of like a traditional Asian household, and a lot of times mental health is not really something that is brought to the table as far as conversations. Usually it's just, hey, you're not feeling well, go rest, get over it kind of type of situation.
Yeah.
And only when I started like kind of growing up here, that's when I realized that, hey, this is important. You got to take care of your head before the rest of the body moves, And if your head's not right, then your body won't be right. So
it's part of your body. You got to exercise it and take care of it, just like any other muscle or anything like that. Yeah.
Both heads, like you got to exercise.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, that's what. Hey, it was kind of getting serious, so I kind of had to like steer a little bit, but. Yeah, just want to let you all know that if anyone is having issues in terms of their mental health, I don't want to speak for the rest of the guys over here, but we highly, highly suggest that, you seek mental health professionals. Take care of yourself, take care of your body, take care of your head, both heads, like I mentioned, and really just seek help as best as possible. And if you can't, and if this is the only way to help you cope, like, we are here weekly to try to make you laugh, to at least make you forget about all that. So that's kind of our PSA for the day. I'm getting too sentimental, so I'm gonna move on to the actual topic. All right.
Now the funny Florida man.
Yeah, it is. So.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. So now we're kind of wondering what is the actual origins of the Florida man. So one might wonder, where did the term Florida man first originate? And if you are a meme connoisseur like myself, the original meme came from a Twitter account back in 2013 with the handle @_Florida man. According to medium.com, this Twitter account spotlighted some crazy ass headlines that comes from the Sunshine State, and when they posted about the headlines, the Twitter account would contain the words Florida man, like, for example, Florida man commits robbery butt naked, or or Florida man bitten by an alligator while mowing the lawn. You know, that's kind of like the most Florida shit that can happen, is something involving gators.
Yeah, that's true. Or being naked.
Yeah, exactly.
Gators and nudity.
Yeah.
Name a more iconic duo.
Wrap the show up.
Crazy thing is, you would think that I made up those examples and because they sound crazy, but you would not be surprised because it really did happen in real life. That's actually a real headline.
I have zero doubts.
Also, by the way, since 2019, this original account, original user @_Florida man is no longer tweeting from that account. So that's just getting it out there, just in case you get excited that, hey, maybe I should look this guy up.
Bring it back.
All right. Can you please come back?
There's got to be a website that's taking its place. There's no way that
There has to be.
Medium is just open.
Yeah, there's too much going on. Every day is like a new thing for Florida man. Okay, so on the wiki intro that I mentioned earlier, I did mention about Florida having not so strict measures when it comes to their freedom of information laws. This tcpalm.com article comparing it to some other states made some compelling reading. Again, going off this article again, Gil Smart from 2019 wrote that, quote, Florida has one of the most robust, I love that word, robust.
Robust.
Yeah, it's just, it's such a moist word. Anyways.
I hate it now.
Florida has one of the most robust public records laws in the nation, end quote. And that only means one thing. Public records are pretty much readily available at any given notice. So you could probably pull up to the police station and be like, bro, give me some crazy shit.
I wonder if they do that. If reporters have like those connections in the police force, so that as soon as they arrest someone or hear something on the dispatch, they immediately contact a journalist or something. Or there's just a police officer with a blog sitting at his desk, and just as soon as he hears something, he's like, "Florida man, got to get that in."
Hey, maybe that original user was a former
Hey.
police. Maybe.
Conspiracies.
That's gonna be later. So I'm not gonna out myself what I do in my day job, because please don't look for me. Like, I have it good.
Find him.
But I had seen some weird stuff and information coming from Florida, and every time there's any issues that show up at my work, best believe it's either from A, California, or 2, Florida. But 75% of the time, it's coming from Florida. This article expanded by comparing it to some other states. For example, the one they use in the article is that Pennsylvania, where, Sean, I think we talked about this before, sports crowds are just absolutely insane.
Oh, yeah, Philly.
Yeah, Philly, if they're willing to boo the fuck out of Santa Claus, you already know that place is insane.
They won a Super Bowl and then burned down their city. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What would y'all do if y'all lost?
That's brotherly love right there. It's insane. I mentioned that for example, they use the state of Pennsylvania and how it's not as easy compared to Florida and when it comes to obtaining such records. And states like Pennsylvania can actually withhold information from the public because they can technically have a legal loophole where they can say that I can't release this information in public because it's being used for criminal investigation. So that's
right.
One thing that they can say, just be like, it's kind of juicy, but I ain't going to give it to you because we need it for something.
For law.
The law. So to go down more in a kind of historical rabbit hole, and since we were on the topic of the Sunshine State, did you actually know that there was a law passed in 1976 and it was referred to as the Sunshine Act? And according to the Middle Tennessee University website, mtsu.org, the Sunshine Act was actually put into place during the Watergate scandal which caused the public to demand government agencies to be much more transparent about some of the information that they put out in
Yeah.
public.
Is that where
And,
the song "Here Comes the Sun" is from? It'd be around the same time.
It's not the Beatles, is it?
Yeah, that's
It
the
is
Beatles.
the Beatles.
When was the Beatles active? Like in the 60s, 70s?
Here comes
60s, 70s,
the
yeah.
sun. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
pretty
it'd
sure.
be close.
If it came out in
Pretty close.
76, that would be a pretty good correlation right there. 50s.
No, it's a
Nah,
69.
no way.
Nice
Okay, yeah.
number
Oh,
though.
yeah. Damn. 69.
The sickest year.
Yeah,
Nice.
good,
Rad.
good year.
All right. But yeah, so there's a lot more to that information. And of course, each state has their own kind of unique variances in the interpretation of the Sunshine Law or Sunshine Act. But it's a whole ass rabbit hole that you can dig to because I ain't going to do the research. 'Cause that's how- I know we kind of made fun about, actually, it's really funny to read about all these articles when it comes to Florida, man. But I just want to reel it back in for a little bit when I bring it, and I'll bring it back to fun again, I promise. And again, I told you earlier, as an homage to my old show, I'm going to be telling you 2 stories. And if you have one, please join in with me. And I kind of did mention about like the mental health aspect of it. And again, if PSA, once again, if you have any friends over living in Florida or just anywhere in general, please just check on them. It gets crazy over there.
Yeah,
And
definitely check on them.
definitely. And I just want another article that I also read. According to theguardian.com, the lack of these resources as well as other issues are big reasons why Florida Man, as comical as it does have some underlying darkness and kind of sadness behind it. Not saying that Florida Man is strictly on the unfortunate side, but many of these instances and stories derive from individuals who has either a history of substance abuse, domestic violence, and probably just living in like hard living
Yeah.
conditions that they may rely on, pretty much underhanded tactics to make it. You kind of see a lot of desperation, especially COVID time. There's a lot of people who lost their jobs, they lost their homes, and
Well,
sometimes
like if what you're saying is correct, like with the law that the reason Florida Man exists is because they're more open with their reporting, I guess it is, like their police reportings, then this is technically happening all over America. We just don't hear about it as much. So
Yeah, I was thinking the
Exactly.
same thing. I was like, actually, it's just America, man, dude. It's all bad. It's just only
Well, it's just
Florida
the-
knows about it.
it's not just America, it's all the world, but there's definitely stories around here too. So, but yeah, it just goes to show you that if you pull back the veil of what's actually going on, then you get Florida Man, and it gets turned into a meme. But there's a darker face to the meme. So
yeah,
just
absolutely.
something to think about, food for thought.
and just to keep going on that, I mean, I think outside of clout chasers or people trying to make it on TikTok or flex on the gram, I personally I don't think these people do it on purpose to be funny, as comical as some of these shit are. But yet we still get news of people drugged out of their mind doing dumb shit or domestic violence charge, and the only thing that gives it merit and comedy is based on sometimes like the obscure weapon that was used. Like, hey,
Yeah.
like, this person murdered someone using, I don't know, like a salami
flip-flop.
or something. A flip-flop or something like that. But hearing the name Florida Man is just kind of a reputation already. Like, oh my God, I see Florida Man in the title. This shit about to be crazy. Like, we often lose kind of the sensitivity of the topic at times.
You
because-
forget it's real people behind the story too.
Yeah.
Exactly. But because of the tone, because of the reputation, it's just like, oh, it's Florida Man. That kind of goes away.
Yeah.
It's just, it becomes comedic, a satire of tragedy, pretty much.
I feel the people who live there too aren't like they like the stigma. I think they enjoy being America's crazy place. I think because I like from what I've had on the Florida Man from Florida Men or whatever, something that podcast. I'm butchering it, but I had him on, and he seems to love it. They do a whole podcast on it, and they're from there, so they seem to almost relish in
The
in
absurdity.
being that, being the absurd meme, basically. So we're not laughing with you, Florida. We are laughing with
Oh
you.
Jesus! Oh shit! Uh oh!
Can't.
Uh-oh.
John's laughing at you. We're laughing with you.
Hey, he's Canadian. He can laugh. Okay, so.
Yeah, it's true.
But from all the underlying issue that we pretty much discussed, there's probably like a few. I'm not saying that I'm not downplaying it, but of course, like this could be kind of, in a way, it could be avoided. If people had better access to care, whether if it's a physical or mental health wise. Two, if they have some sort of an outlet that possibly doesn't involve some sort of like
Shooting.
substance. Really? You gonna go there?
Oh, yeah.
Like it's just something that doesn't involve like substance abuse or something that can be addicted to or can be abused that can kind of alter their physical well-being or like psychological thinking. It's pretty insane. At the end of the day, we just must consider that these people are human at the end of the day. And even though we use their trauma in the form of entertainment, and we kind of alluded to that already. But, and this is a big but, I am an asshole. And again, this is the kind of comedy show to take this. This is a comedy show, so please take everything that we say with a grain of salt.
You're really covering your ass, John.
Yeah, I know. Not the bath salts variety because, apparently it's pretty famous in Florida too.
Damn.
And
Well, that story is wild. Are we talking about that? That story's wild.
oh, you can bring it up because I didn't bring it. You got time. So
Sean's like, I was there.
It was me.
I was filming it.
Even though it's all funny in hindsight, and remember, there's ways we can do as society to kind of fix the issue. And now that is out of the way, and God, I hope everyone kind of gets the big picture and not go, damn it, John, like, how are you gonna tell us all this, being all dark and shit? Next thing you know, you're gonna be a dick about it. So I'm a hypocrite. It's okay.
At least we said it all at the beginning and not at the end to make you feel worse afterwards.
That's true. And again, I'm trying this again, and I hope you boys got some story of your own. But I will be dishing out 2 Florida man stories that I found in none other than my favorite subreddit of all time, Florida Man.
Nice.
But before we get to that, we have bills to pay, so we have to pimp ourselves out at times. Do not go change this episode. Reddit on the Wiki will be back after a few words from our friends and sponsors.
Buy drugs.
You might have noticed a change in your neighborhood lately. Yep, Sprint stores are now T-Mobile stores. Now that Sprint is T-Mobile, you get more coverage, value, and benefits than ever before. We've invested billions to bring our 5G from big cities to small towns across America. And great coverage is just the start. From high-speed mobile hotspot data to weekly deals and giveaways, our customers get tons of great benefits. Head to your new T-Mobile store to learn more.
Qualifying service and capable device required. Coverage not available in some areas. Some uses may require certain plan or features. See T-Mobile.com.
When you game with Alienware, you have the freedom to be anyone, like the galaxy's most feared warrior, and the freedom to go anywhere. Elevate your gameplay with the new Alienware X Series laptops with 11th gen Intel Core processors. Defy boundaries and start gaming now at Alienware.com.
And we are back in this bitch, fellas. Ready for some groan-inducing puns that I am most likely gonna butcher.
Oh, yeah.
I'm ready.
All right, I got 2. One is a feel-good story, and one is a typical Florida man. Okay.
Start
This
with
is
a
my
feel
first-
good.
Florida, what?
Start with a feel good story.
That's
Are
gonna,
we
I'm
not-
gonna save that one for last.
Damn it. I thought this was a request. That was.
No. Go and feel good last, because I want to
Ah.
get the taste out of the mouth first. That's what.
All right. Let's laugh.
All right. I saw this one in the Florida Man subreddit, but I had to find it on a New York Post. I can't talk. I found it in a New York Post article back in 2019 to get more of the story. But a 27-year-old gentleman from Hobe Sound, Florida, made a gator drink beer after one of his friends caught the reptile.
There's so many layers. His friend caught it, and then he forced it to drink beer.
I feel like I've seen videos of gators drinking beer or like with a little joint in their mouth or something weird from Florida.
Christ.
No, that's Photoshop, Sean.
It's Florida. You'd be
It's
surprised.
bad. Yeah, you'd be surprised.
That's true. Yeah, that's why. Did it say what kind of beer?
It didn't say what kind of beer, but
Damn. I want to know what kind of beer alligators approve of.
It's
That's
Florida, so it might not be too great of a beer. There is a
Yeah.
big Budweiser distribution center though in Houston though, so maybe I'm not the one to talk shit.
Hey, Texas
Like-
is good. Texas has pretty good craft.
Texas has really good craft beer, but
Like if I was the beer company and I saw this story, I would absolutely jump on the advertising.
exactly, alligators everywhere.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Like the
Gatorade
frogs.
fucked up.
Gatorade.
Gatorade fucked up. It should have been them.
That is
But-
true.
To be fair, the alligator also bit the guy who gave him the drink. So justice was kind of already served there. Apparently, his buddy caught the gator, brought it to him, and then proceeded to let the gator chug some brewski before they release it back to the wild.
Jeez.
I mean, at least they were kind enough to release it back to the wild.
I hope they let it sober back up first.
Yeah, they just let him walk home alone.
Yeah, just walk home drunk.
Don't go floating and, I don't know, driving in the fucking swamp. I don't know.
Drink
So
and swim.
The dumbass thing that they did was they captured everything on video and not sure if they posted it or someone snitched at them, but the police was able to get a hold of the two individuals. They both arrested them and they charged them for unlawfully taking an alligator. Like there's a law
Wait,
for an
okay.
unlawfully taking an alligator. So
I mean-
this shit happens often.
So the beer
That's
wasn't
fair.
the issue; it was the catching it is the problem.
That's what I was gonna say. Wouldn't it be animal cruelty?
But it's specific to the gator.
Yeah, pour all the
weird.
beer over the gators you want, but you better not fucking catch it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How dare you?
That's
Oh, yeah,
crossing the
but just
line.
to cap it off, poor alligator. But in this case, both buds were not wiser.
No.
I told you I suck now.
Earlier when I said cap, I was incorrect. It was fact. John was correct.
I told you I'm horrible now. Damn, man. I've been out of the game for like 2 months, all right? Shit. All right, but this is my wholesome Florida story. This is going to be terrible, too.
All
Fuck
right,
both
all right.
of you. Horrible. Man, you're supposed to gas me up. Fuck y'all.
No.
Oh, that was
we're
great.
not.
That was great.
That's
That was
that's
great.
not that
Nah,
type of-
nah,
We
fuck
were
it.
kidding.
Nah,
We were
nah,
kidding,
nah.
bro. It was super
Nah,
good.
I don't do puns anymore, man. I'm retired. All right, so this is the wholesome Florida man. And I want to hear you do one. And now I'm going to be like, boo, too. Like,
All
whatever.
right, I'm gonna speak for Josh, but were we told to have puns ready?
Nah.
Okay. I was like, did I miss a message? I don't want to look like a
Nah, I was kidding. All right, so this is a wholesome Florida man story. Okay, so I'm going to reverse Florida man here. And instead of spotlighting some of the craziness, I'm actually going to highlight some kindness displayed by some people from Florida.
Love to
I
see
went
it.
to another subreddit, but this time it was called Wholesome Florida Man. And I will say his name because I believe he needs some props. Usually I don't mention names. But a CBS News article back in 2020 stated that a Gulf Breeze Florida man named Mike Esmond was hailed as a hero by his neighbors due to his guardian angel-like efforts.
Okay.
Esmond supported over 114 families in his community by paying $7,600 worth of unpaid utility bills that got some family through during the holiday season. So that's
Damn.
pretty nice. Pretty nice of him, man.
Good job.
And good job. What's his name again? Mike Esmond.
Mike
props to
Esmond.
you.
Yeah.
Good man. And the business owner / grandfather reached out to the city's utility provider and asked for a list of names who had outstanding balances, and he wrote a check and cleared them all out.
Wow.
God
And
damn.
he said during an interview that he wanted to extend the assistance because when he was going through tough times, there were moments that he did not know if he could afford to pay some bills. Esmond was not asking for anything in return, but he does ask that the community pays it forward to others who may need additional assistance. And, this is such a wholesome story and definitely a nice change of pace from the craziness that is Florida man. But as far as Mr. Esmond is concerned, what a good guy.
God damn it.
That was
I thought you
better.
were gonna
That
go
was
with the
better.
utility pun, but I like that. Like,
It's kind of a utility pun, right? Electricity.
Yeah, I
What?
meant-
Yeah,
I meant the
what?
word utility, but I
Oh.
like what.
I can't do any. What the fuck am I gonna do with utility? Yeah,
I'm on the spot, dude.
yeah.
I'm not as good at this, John.
You gonna talk shit?
I'm the cult guy, not the pun guy.
It's just like Michael Jordan back in the Wizards. Like he didn't know what to do at first.
I'm like Michael Jordan on the baseball team.
That's true. That is true.
I don't belong here.
What about you guys? Do you guys have any Florida man stories that stuck out that you particularly like?
So when we were joking around earlier about there's got to be a website or like a Twitter, I quickly Googled it and I found floridaman.com. So that is a thing.
Yeah. Here we go.
And on the top, there is birthdays, and it is it is Florida man stories sorted by date. And so I thought, why not fitting it being our podcast birthday, August 2nd. I looked for August 2nd dates, and there were two that came up that I saw. One is Florida man claims to have AIDS, brandishes needle, and says, "I will stick you." So
What the
yeah. So he was accused of stealing tools from an Orlando Home Depot, classic, and then pointed a hypodermic needle at a loss prevention officer while telling the man he had AIDS. Very dark. I don't know what that has to do with stealing stuff. I guess he was just like, I've used this in me, so I'm going to use it on you. Yeah, so dark story.
Oh my God. That's not that, man. That's not a positive story I want to hear.
All right,
Well,
go
these are
for
the
a
ones
pun
on our
right off the
date.
bat.
You want a pun for that one?
Yeah.
Why you didn't hear me? I said that's not a positive thing I want to hear.
Oh, that's true. There's layers in that one, John. I didn't even realize it right away.
Subtle.
You're in it, bro. You're back.
Kinda, not really. Josh is like, I don't approve.
Oh, no, I'm moving on to the second story of today. On August 2nd, 2016, a Florida man was charged with picking magic mushrooms while carrying an alligator. So that is the uplifting story of our birthday date.
So you were questioning me about a Florida gator having a joint in the mouth, but
Shrooms, right?
shrooms seems a little bit more extreme than a little joint.
Yeah, maybe it was like Loki Gator or whatever. Have you guys watched Loki yet? I don't know if I'm
Yes.
spoiling for you. Okay, spoilers. Maybe he was like Loki Gator and he was just carrying him around with him. He was tripping, so he might think it was.
I wonder if he didn't even realize it was a gator because he was tripping so bad.
He was like, my chihuahua's heavy today.
Dude, my dog feels weird.
I can't think of a pun for that one, but if you can, John.
You're not good at this.
No, I'm not.
We have our
told you
niches. Puns are
Okay.
hard, dude.
Oh, you didn't hear it. I went for like a Super Mario pun. It was a mushroom. I said, I told you so.
Told
Wait,
you
what?
So.
I toad's a mushroom.
Toad. Oh my
told you
God.
so.
It's not as funny if I have to explain it.
Oh, the best jokes are explained.
Yes. More than once.
Yeah.
Well, that's mushroom cap.
there you
we
go. There it
That's
is.
better.
There it is.
All right.
We're back.
Hey man, it's hard to think just on your on your feet. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get
Puns.
it.
Yeah, whenever
this
we
case,
did,
sitting down.
whenever Shouts and Thoughts did Dumb Found Dead, the whole week I was like, dude, my pun is going to be so bad, dude. I was more nervous for the pun than like anything else, man. Puns are
Yeah,
hard.
that was me too.
Hey, you guys both went in though, so that's pretty good. All right, Jean, do you have any Florida man stories that you want to share or something that you're fond of?
I'm definitely not fond of the story, but we mentioned the Miami zombie earlier, so it has its own Wikipedia page, guys.
Holy
You guys
shit.
are
Jesus.
the Wikimaniacs are getting a double dose today. Here we go. First
Damn.
paragraph: the Miami Cannibal attack on May 26, 2012. Rudy Eugene attacked and maimed Ronald Papo, a homeless man on the MacArthur Causeway in Miami, Florida, making headlines worldwide. During the 18-minute filmed encounter, Eugene accused Papo of stealing his Bible, then beat him unconscious, removed Papo's pants, and then bit off most of Papo's face above the beard, including his left eye, leaving him blind in both eyes. As a result of the incident's shocking nature, and subsequent worldwide media coverage, Eugene came to be dubbed the Miami Zombie and the Causeway Cannibal. The attack ended when Eugene was fatally shot by a Miami PD officer. Again, not uplifting. Yeah, maybe not the funniest story, but just the wildest story. I remember I was in college and I heard about this and they're showing like video clips on TV. I was like, oh shit, it's fucking. And this is 2012. I'm like, oh, it's over in December. It's done for. We're all dead in December. It's over.
Yeah. We're all
Did they
gonna
say
be-
what the cause was? Because people were saying it was bath salts. This
So
whole time.
right here it says police sources speculated that the use of a street drug like bath salts might have been a factor. Experts expressed doubt since toxicology reports were only able to identify marijuana in Eugene's system, leaving the ultimate cause of his behavior unknown.
Damn, we do
Interesting.
that shit.
Weed, as far as
No.
I know, does not do that shit. Weed is supposed to be pretty. It's a
You got the
downer
munchies
drug.
real bad.
A hella bad case of the munchies.
Holy shit.
Jeez.
Oh, Papo survived though. He survived the attack. And
That's good.
Yeah, that's the good part of the story. If there is a good
yeah.
part,
Gosh, that is super traumatic, dude. Like, imagine just getting eaten
bro.
pretty much alive. Jeez.
Dude, just a homeless guy just minding his own business, bro. And then this
I wonder
dude
why.
beating
wonder
you
why
up,
he took his
taking off your
pants off.
pants.
Yeah.
There's nothing in it that makes sense. So might as well fucking take his pants off. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. Well, like that just didn't make sense to me because he was it's like he was like, oh, I'm gonna rob him, and then he was like, face kind of looked good though.
Kind of looking like a whole snack. You know what I'm saying?
My gosh.
Took it to a whole new level.
Oh, Lord. All right. Well, I'm going to do a quick recap of what we just talked about. Florida man. Funny as hell at times. But if you really look in a much more deeper level, it can kind of get super dark. And I think we mentioned again the lack of mental health assistance. At times, I guess you can kind of say the disparity of social economic status that can lead to more crime, drug use, etc. And to cap it off, Florida has some of the most lenient information laws in the United States. Do you guys have any closing thoughts about Florida man and well, I guess the Florida zombie now, or the Miami zombie?
I just think it's super interesting that a possible reason for Florida man existing is not solely because Florida is crazier than the other states. It's just the fact that their state laws make it easier to find this kind of information. So it really makes you wonder, Florida man's kind of blown out of proportion. It could be, like Josh said, the whole world man, Captain Planet,
World man.
world man.
I wonder if there's some Canada man stories, because you guys are nice, well, is there any shit that you guys can do wrong? Like maybe they gave you the wrong Tim Hortons order or some shit. Like, is that how it works over there?
Yeah, there's probably stories. I could maybe I'll do an episode on Canada man. There's probably I don't actually know how our laws are with in regards to policing, so I don't know. I do think I think we should if we're taking anything from this story, I think we should take a page from Florida law and maybe pull back the curtain on all the states and provinces and territories, wherever you happen to live, because I think more knowledge is definitely better, and like being able to hear all these stories and then address them head on, realizing how bad the mental health and everything is. I think that's definitely the best way to go. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Florida's got something. They got this right. They may be a meme. They may be the martyr we needed, not the
martyr.
Martyr, oh my God.
We're really back and forth on if Florida is insane or not. It's really funny to watch us. Maybe they're not too crazy.
Yeah, maybe it's us.
All
Although
right,
I've never chewed a guy's face off. So.
Exactly. All right, before we cap it off, Sean, anything that you would like to plug?
You can find me more on my other podcast, Shots and Thoughts. We are on all the podcast platforms, and leave us a rating and review and all that. And then you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, all that stuff at SNTPOD. Yeah.
And Josh, anything you'd like to plug, my good sir?
Yeah, if you want to hear more of me, I have my own podcast. It's a bi-weekly one. It's called Let's Start a Cult. And as it sounds, I talk about cults and how horrifying they are. So if you want to get even more into the dark world of the mind, definitely go follow and listen to that podcast. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Let's_cult. And yeah, I'll be here weekly as well. So my episode's next, I believe, actually. So
awesome. Well, fellas, thank you for tuning in with me, or actually joining me this week. I guess you're kind of stuck with me anyways.
yeah,
And
we're contractually obligated.
Contractually obligated. And fuck both of y'all for not gassing me up for my first terrible pun out of retirement. But what about you, listeners? Do you have any crazy Florida man stories that you'd like to share? If you do, be sure to comment on our social media pages. We're on Instagram and Twitter at Reddit on Wiki. If you want to send us a story of your own, you can do so at redditonwikipod@gmail.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe on all our major social media platforms. You can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, and I think those are the only two. But
yeah. If you want me to learn more languages, definitely leave reviews in different languages.
There you go, because
I will try and learn. I'll try and read them out, and that'll be our new bit. So if you're from a different country or know a different language, definitely write it in whatever language you know, and I will attempt to read it. This is my new grift. So
New grifts every episode.
exactly.
hell yes.
Well, for all our Wikimaniacs out there, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. We will see you next time. It's us again. Shit, my sign off is horrible right now. I am your host for today's episode. It is I, John, joined with Sean and Josh. We are signing out. And remember, if you read something, oh fuck, I can't even remember it. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Holy moly, bye.
Killing it.